When you open up a can, you may not notice the lining inside, but believe it or not, that lining may contain a synthetic estrogen. Bisphenol A is big business here in the United States. It is estimated that the chemical companies produce 7 billion pounds of it a year.
This is a chemical that the people who put it into plastic were insane.
His name is Dr. Fred Vom Saal. He's a professor of biology at the University of Missouri.
This is a chemical that in 1936 was considered for use as an estrogen drug. Then in the 1950s, some tricky chemists found that they could link this chemical together and it creates a hard, clear, glass-like plastic.
And this glass-like plastic is sprayed into cans we buy every day.
The only problem with that is the plastic is then made from a sex hormone.
And it's virtually in every can of food we consume. And according to Dr. Vom Saal, Bisphenol A is a big problem because he says it leaches into the foods we eat.
And then the food that's in there is full of this sex hormone.
Dr. Vom Saal says they have tested Bisphenol A in animals and the results are disturbing.
We started testing it at levels tens of thousands of times below what anybody had ever tested before, and found that it profoundly damaged the male reproductive system. Now we know it causes brain damage, and it causes breast cancer and prostate cancer. The food was removed from the cans. The cans were all cleaned, washed multiple times with water, allowed to dry, and then we put ultra-pure water in the cans to determine how stable the lining of the can was when just faced with water being in contact with it for 24 hours.
The results were concerning.
Every single product here put out an amount of bisphenol A that would be in the danger zone.
The highest levels measured in micrograms.
This is a chemical that can alter the way your cells function at below a trillionth of a gram. 1 million times lower than this.
Dr. Vom Saal says when he places Bisphenol A leached water into a test tube with breast cancer cells, the cancer cells multiply rapidly.
These amounts would massively stimulate these cells. There are 700 published scientific studies about the health effects of Bisphenol A that the FDA has never gotten around to looking at.